With your CIGTV news update, community news, and weather forecast for this Friday, I'm Donna Bush. The pomp and circumstance took place on the outside of the Legislative Assembly on Friday morning with the RCIPS's marching band and the inspection of the Guard of Honor by His Excellency. It was then time to move inside, where the throne speech, budget policy statement, and budget address were given.
Some of the highlights of the budget that I presented this morning included a lot of money being invested, continuing to be invested in education, to provide for the new school curriculum, for the redevelopment and enhancement of the new John Gray High School, and a number of other programs. So education gets a good chunk of money from us again in this budget cycle. Roads particularly get a good chunk of funding this year because of the continuing congestion. We are working, and we've pulled forward a number of the projects to deal with them in this next 2-year period rather than the next budget cycle. So, you know, those are two big areas that are going to receive a significant amount of funding in this time. We've also included a number of concessions now to the elderly people in our community, those over the age of 65. So they will see reduced fees for government services. In some cases, they're waived entirely. So, you know, a lot of good things. There's something in this budget, I think, for everybody. Everyone should be happy and be able to take away something from it. Enhancements as well in the terms of those who are most vulnerable in society. And so they're going to see that their monthly stipend will increase again this year, as well as in 2021. We're also happy to say, too, that the Premier announced this morning that civil servants are going to be getting a 5% increase in salary and compensation, and that will take effect from the 1st of January of 2020. So that follows through on our commitment that we made from earlier times that you know, we wanted to do our best to make sure that we rewarded civil servants as best we could during our time here, because of the sacrifices they made when times were much leaner and they actually had to take a pay cut about a decade ago. So, you know, just really happy to be able to do that and to see, you know, make that commitment to the civil service today. I'm looking forward to the debate next week when we get back to the House, and looking forward to it being quite healthy and robust. And I'm looking forward to chairing Finance Committee in the coming days as well to try and get these appropriations approved and get the budget passed in short order.
During his throne speech, Governor Martin Roper talked about his time here in the Cayman Islands since becoming governor 1 year ago.
It has been little over a year since my wife, Lizzie, and I arrived in these beautiful islands. We have very much enjoyed getting to know you and are very grateful for the warm, Cayman-kind welcome we have received. It is an honour to join you today to outline the government's plans for the financial years 2020 and 2021. The budget reflects the agenda of the National Unity Government. It will fully comply with the Public Finance and Finance Law and the principles of fiscal responsibility. And I pay tribute to the government's prudence and responsibility in handling our public finances. In 2020-2021, government will continue to strengthen the economy and enhance the quality of life of Caymanians and all those who live on these islands.
And the public listened and watched attentively as Premier the Honourable Alden McLaughlin gave his much-anticipated budget policy statement.
Government cannot ignore the need to take a longer-term internationalist perspective any more than it can ignore the immediate needs of our people. We have to do both of those things. And this has been my approach since becoming Premier in 2013. So that, Mr. Speaker, is the underlying theme of the budget that the Unity Government is bringing to the House today. It is about continuing to build a strong Cayman by meeting today's needs and building for tomorrow. In putting this budget together, we have also had one other goal in mind, and that is to finish what we have started. This Unity Government set out on an ambitious program for the country.
The speeches before Parliament marked the start of parliamentary debate, which is deferred until next Wednesday, November 13th. Elected members will then give their responses to the budget, and viewers can watch the live budget debate coverage here on CIG television, on one of our 2 cable networks, or on our YouTube channel. Well, finally, the Cayman Islands National Festival Pirates Week happens on Grand Cayman this weekend, and thousands of residents and visitors will make their way to the waterfront in Georgetown to enjoy some of those activities taking place on the waterfront. They include the popular fireworks display that all happens tonight, Friday night, from 8 p.m. The song competition happens on the same night, that's Friday night, until 2 a.m., followed by the sea swim on Saturday morning from 7 a.m. at the Governor's Beach, and the float parade on Saturday at 3 p.m. If you go online to piratesweekfestival.com, you can have a look at all the activities taking place this Pirates Week right here on Grand Cayman. And coming up immediately after today's news update, we invite you to watch today's Friday Focus segment, where we shine the spotlight on a National Gallery exhibit that is open until January 2020 and features well-known Caymanian artist Bendel Hydes. Turning now to a story making news headlines at Radio Cayman this Friday. New and current measures on attracting less wildlife at Grand Cayman's airport are to be discussed at an upcoming meeting of Wildlife Hazard Working Group. Now, the Cayman Islands Airports Authority is inviting members of the public to attend the meeting happening Monday, November 18th at 10 in the morning. It's all taking place in the CIAA conference room. Attendees will have a chance to interact with CIAA and airport personnel and to ask any questions they may have about wildlife control measures and deterrent practices. A CIAA statement says the authority aims to raise awareness not only to their airport partners, but also to the neighboring communities of the airport. Now for more community news, this time from the Cayman Compass. In today's Cayman Compass community feature story, the pirates are coming. It's a phrase that may strike fear into the hearts of those traversing the high seas. But in Cayman Brac, the red carpet was rolled out recently for the swashbuckling buccaneers.
Our thatch rope laying was an important part of our history and culture. From the sale of thatch rope, a lot of people were able to buy their basic necessities like flour, sugar, kerosene, oil. So it holds a very strong part of our heritage.
And you can go online, of course, to both the Radio Cayman and Cayman Compass websites for those daily community headlines. Finally, a look at today's forecast from the Cayman Islands National Weather Service. Light northeasterly winds and slight seas will continue across the Cayman area for the next 24 hours. It's due to a slack pressure gradient that's happening over the Northwest Caribbean. Today's high temperature reached 90 degrees with overcast skies. The forecast called for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers. Winds were from the northeast at 5 to 10 knots, while sea conditions were slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. For a look at your weekend forecast, you can go online to weather.gov.ky for the latest there. Also, you can find out more on their Facebook page as well as on the weather radio dial 107.9 FM. Also, remember the Cayman Islands National Weather Service app, CINWS, for the latest weather. And that's the latest from us here at CIG Television. To see what's in our programming, you can go online to gis.gov.ky. If you missed today's news update or any during the week, you can go to the Cayman Islands Government Facebook page as well as the CIG Television YouTube channel. I'm Donna Bush, wishing you a safe and wonderful holiday weekend and hoping you'll join us back here again next week. Until then, bye-bye for now. The National Gallery, project partners, and the Ministry of Culture presented Bendel Hides, a retrospective. The large-scale exhibition and publication project presented the most comprehensive survey of his career to date, tracing his artistic legacy through early figurative drawing of the last decade.
When we were first talking to Bendel about doing a show of this scope, we really had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. We've photographed professionally over 400 artworks, and of course that's just an inkling of what Bendel has produced over his lifetime. I think what's so important about this retrospective is that we all see Bendel as the founding father of contemporary art in Cayman. And really, without him taking the decision to blaze a trail for art and creativity in the Cayman Islands in the 1960s and 70s, we wouldn't have the thriving art scene we have today. His legacy has allowed me to become a director of a national gallery. It's provided inspiration for artists and creatives all around the island. And of course, Bendel's legacy is so much bigger than our own country. He's represented the Cayman Islands in Brazil, in the Sao Paulo Biennial, in Dominica, around the world in really critical Caribbean art group exhibitions that really helped put both Cayman and the Caribbean on the wider art map. It's a real honour to be Chief Curator of this project. We've worked with a fantastic team, William Helfrett, Paige Jordison, Pam Brown, so many more have contributed to this project, and it really is just the start of the journey. What we're trying to do with this exhibition and the retrospective publication is actually to document and create a comprehensive archive of this artist's career, and in doing so, really tell the story of the birth and the growth of Caymanian art as we see it today. This will be an archive that goes on far beyond this exhibition, the artists, ourselves, even the National Gallery, and will provide a critical point of research for future scholars, students and artists that come after us to really get to know the artist, understand his legacy, and really celebrate what he is to Cayman contemporary art.
This is such a fabulous experience. My dear friend Bendel, whom I've met and known from the days where he protested on the streets of Parliament for the freedom of Nelson Mandela. The man's an icon. He's a hero. This exhibition should really be given as an honor to all the Caymanian artists, everyone that has contributed to art. But Bendel is a special guy.
When I decided I was going to take my drama students to New York to see Broadway shows, and I was there telling them how to get on the subway, and I was like, listen, we all got to get on together, you got to push, you got to jump, if anybody gets left, stay on the platform, I'll come back for you. I was doing all the New York explanations. We all jumped onto the subway together, and there was Bendel sitting right there on the train. And I just lost it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is Bendel, and he's an artist. And my kids were looking at me like I'm such a nerd. But to me, that was like a sighting of a celebrity. But not just that. Bendel is the guy who did it. He left Cayman. He was an artist full time. He's the inspiration for us to continue doing the work that we do.
Bendel has overcome significant personal difficulty to become one of the premier artists in the Caribbean. And he has become not only a figure of inspiration for Caymanian artists from the 70s, but he has been remarkable in being an important building block of what the National Gallery was envisioned to be and what it has become. I call him the Beethoven of our art scene because Bendel has challenges with vision from childhood. And in spite of that, he used imagination and he used other instincts to be able to use color and capture who and why and where we have come from as a country and put it on canvas. He has also been very instrumental in bringing our historical context as one of the greatest marine environments in the world, because most of our men were mariners from the 1600s up until the 1980s, and because he's got seawater in his veins from that era, Bendel has been able to bring all of that to fore in his numerous works.
when we heard that the National Gallery wanted to have this project done, we quickly came on board and supported this Bendel Hyde effort. And we're so proud of Bendel and a Cayman son who has been able to produce the quality of work that he has done. And we want to say thank you, Bendel, for all that you have done for us Cayman Islands, locally and internationally.
I had an opportunity to come and see all of Bendel's works in one place, and I have to say that it was one of the best experiences of my life. I got to meet one of the men who have been an icon in my career. Every single thing that I saw tonight was exactly what I would have wanted to see, and it's just a monumental experience to get to see so many paintings in one place. Such an incredible artist with such a beautiful career.
Oh, the welcome I've received to the Cayman Islands has been absolutely incredible. The old adage of Caymanian hospitality I've found in the workplace, both in Cayman Islands Fire Service, in Cayman Islands Government, and the residents as I've settled in and found a house to live in. So I've been over the moon actually, and I'm really feeling quite settled even though I've only been here 3 weeks. I really do want to provide a message around the deputies who have stepped up and taken on more responsibility since the last chief left in February 2018. I think they've done a smashing job with the senior management team, and it's a fantastic time to be joining Cayman Islands Fire Service with lots going on. We've gone through a procurement process and we're going to get some world-class fire trucks which will be delivered next year. There's also new personal protective equipment for all of our firefighting staff, bringing them up to date there. And we've got some state-of-the-art new breathing apparatus arriving in the service shortly, and some excellent new cutting gear that's battery operated and will really support our operations at road traffic collisions, which seem quite prevalent, and road safety will be a priority for the service. So from me, it's a huge thanks to Deputy Chief Elliott, Deputy Chief Charlton and Deputy Chief Ebanks, as well as the senior management teams for all that they've done in that intervening period before I've taken up my role as the Interim Fire Chief. Okay, so what I'm really hoping to do here is share my 30 years UK Fire and Rescue Service experience and really support the development of officers both at a senior level and throughout the fire service. I certainly believe in a workplace culture where we value people and we value their development, we succession plan, we talent spot, and we ensure that we have people with the appropriate qualifications and development so that they feel valued and they can add value to the organisation and take us forward through a period of transition as we aim to support the Deputy Governor's vision of a world-class civil service. My working style is that I'm a real people-focused leader. I believe that 85% of the budget is salary, and therefore if we can get the best out of the people, make them feel comfortable in the workplace, let them be themselves, then we'll have a successful organisation. I've been described as firm but fair. I think that's really important to understand because, you know, as well as my focus on people's development, I also will insist on safe systems of work. The operational arena is a dangerous arena, and therefore it's absolutely critical that crews are deployed and they maintain those safe systems of work to protect themselves and to protect the public that we do serve. Yeah, I guess people will be surprised to hear that as I move about there'll be plenty of opportunities to meet staff because I will be a regular visit to stations both here and on the sister islands. That really supports my leadership style of people-centred leadership. But I guess that's an opportunity for me to cook. I'm a really keen cook. I was on the UK MasterChef programme in 2014, which is a really enjoyable yet scary experience because of the pressure. But yeah, really looking forward to doing some cooking for my staff and letting them taste a little bit of some of my recipes.